Guys, welcome to my channel. This is Marlon and I'm here again with another video for you guys. How's everybody out there doing? Good? Hope everybody's doing well. So guys, today we're going to be talking about the presidential election that is coming up on November 3rd. Okay? The landscape of America is about to change once more. It's been four years ago since the last election. Donald Trump got elected into office. But before we get started, guys, let's go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos if this is your first time to my channel. And if it's not your first time and you haven't subscribed as yet, please go ahead and do so. Also, I'd like you to hit the notification bell, get it active, so whenever I post a new video, you get notified right away. And you can watch it at your own time. Also, I would appreciate if you guys would share my videos with friends and family members out there. It would be really appreciated. Alright guys, let's get to it. So you know that the presidential election is coming up on November 3rd. And a lot of people who didn't vote the last election are out right now. People are out, the numbers are pretty high. Everybody's out, going out there voting to let their voice be heard and who they want to run the country. The last election that happened way back in 2016, when Donald Trump won the election, a lot of people didn't think that Donald Trump would win the election, and a lot of people were surprised that he did, because he used to talk a lot of stupid things during the campaign. So a lot of people was thinking that nobody's gonna vote for him, but it was a surprise he won the election. A lot of people are saying that the election was rigged. Donald Trump was in cahoot with the Russian government, and they hacked the election and put Donald Trump in the White House. So what a lot of Americans are saying right now, they're saying Donald Trump has been evicted from the White House, that his time is up, it's time for him to go. He been running the country for 4 years, make America become a laughing stock with him on Twitter and all the stuff that he have done around the country and the stupid things that he have been said. But a lot of Americans bypass all the stupid things that Donald Trump have said over the years. Even some people that are Republicans, they say that everything come out of his mouth is rubbish, it's nonsense, but they're still going to be voting for him in this coming election, which I don't understand. If you think the guy's an idiot, why keep him in the house? But since Donald Trump have come into power, a lot of white supremacists have came out of hiding or wherever they were. Now it's worse in this country. You know that America was built on hate, lies, and segregation from the get-go. And it is still here, and it's getting bad again in this country. One of the other thing is when Donald Trump came in, he said he was going to build a wall between the US and Mexico, and he was successful on getting the wall built, because he wanted to build this wall before he would even think about becoming a president. But he couldn't get it built because he was not the president. So that was one of his main goals in coming in as a president, if you want to build the wall. And because a lot of people here in America hate other people from other countries so bad, that was one of his main goal, and a lot of them pushed for the wall to build, and now it is built. It didn't help the country in any way, in my opinion. All it did was take a lot of taxpayers' money to put up a wall, and I don't think that is going to stop anybody from coming over. And the next thing that he wanted to do was to get rid of everything that Obama put in place. He wanted to get rid of the Affordable Care. He went on the cut taxes for the rich, because he know that he would gain a lot from giving the rich people a tax break, because he has a lot of businesses out there, so he would save a lot of money in his pocket. A lot of people give Donald Trump a little pat in the back because he decided that he's not going to take any wages to run the country. To Donald Trump, the $200,000 that we're going to pay to run the country, to the amount of money he has, that would be an insult to pay him $200,000 to run the country. So he said, oh, forget about it. I'll only take $1 because he has to take something. So he's not really getting paid to be a president out of taxpayer money, but in cutting back taxes for the wealthy, he is making way more money a year than $200,000 in tax revenue. So the presidential election is coming up. People are coming out and voting. I'm telling all of you Americans out there, come out and vote for the betterment of your country. If you are here and you're an immigrant and you have become a citizen, you have the right to vote. So go out there and vote. Let your voice be heard. You can make a change. I see with what's going on here with all the protests that was going on the other day with Black Lives Matters. A lot of people make joke about that. I heard white people saying, oh, I don't understand the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't understand what it's about. I know what it's about. They know what it's about. But they don't admit to what's going on in this country. And there's a lot of white supremacists out there. They have this group call themselves the Proud Boys. They said Donald Trump said to them, stand back and stand down. And the guy said, what does that mean? Stand back and stand down when the president tell you that. He said, well, the president will call him if he need him. And if Donald Trump loses the election, it's going to be another civil war in America. And people should stock up on ammo because it's not going to be good if Donald Trump loses the election. Well, if Donald Trump has such an impact on the country in such a negative way that people are ready to start war and riot and kill each other if he loses his seat in office on a fear vote, then he doesn't deserve to be sitting in the White House because he's creating mobs of white supremacists. And the Proud Boys, they're nothing but white supremacist group. And they want to say that they're not, but they are. And now, because the election is close, Donald Trump said that he does not support white supremacist group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Proud Boys, or any other group out there. But way back before the election was this close, he didn't have the balls to come up and say these things because he know that he's with them, but he's just saying it so he could get voters to come his way. But Donald Trump, you have been served a notice to leave the White House on November 3rd will be your last day in there until they pack you up and put you in a U-Haul and take you somewhere. Because the people of this country do not want you to be majority of the people. I shouldn't say the people because there's some of them that are still going to be with you no matter what. Don't want you to be running the country anymore because you have put America in a laughing stock. Every other country out there is laughing at us because of the way you behave. And even if Putin interfere with the election this time, or even the Chinese government, it's not going to go well in your favor, Donald. Your time is expired, and the people of this country cannot wait for you to be gone. It's time. Enough is enough. It is time for the landscape of this country to be changed for the betterment of the country, not for the worse. And the problem is Republican, the amount of screw up that Republican have done. And they don't want to take responsibility for anything that they've done. They want to blame it on somebody else. For example, Donald Trump take forever to close down the borders after the coronavirus outbreak was happening in China. He waited last minute till it was already here. Too bad. And now there's over 200,000 Americans die. The excuse that a lot of American people use today is that the flu have killed so many people each year, but nobody talks about it. The next one they said, well, every time somebody died now, they blame it on coronavirus. Because they wanted to make it look less, that it was the responsibility of the government to shut down earlier than they did. The next thing is, when they gave out the stimulus check, shortly after the pandemic and everything shut down, a lot of Republican that I heard was so money hungry and can't wait for the check to come through so they could get it. Then everybody stayed home. Nobody wants to go back to work even after everything was opened back up. Then they blame it on the Democrats. They said, oh, it's the Democrat them wanted the money to give out. Who's in charge? The Democrats or the Republicans? So the Democrats are still making decision when it's the Republican is in the House in charge. So what's the use of having the Republicans in power if they're not even making a decision of the country? Does that make any sense? Based on the fact that they're living in denial and denied every screw up that they've done, they try to blame it on somebody else. That's not the kind of people you want to be running the country. That's not the kind of people you want to be in power. And then Donald Trump said if he lost the election, he's not going to come out of office. He's going to stay in there. Either he win or he lose. So then he wants to turn the democracy of this country into a dictatorship. Just like his buddy Putin and the Chinese government. He's hanging with them. So he's learning from them. He's trying to turn this place into a communist country. America now is heading to a place where it's going to be lawless. That the government himself is not standing up behind anything that is done in this country. The fact of the matter that so many black people have been killed by police violence and police brutality. Yes, we know that the blacks are shooting each other up on the street. We're not denying that's happening. But the amount of... you see when the police department, it's good to have police. You don't want to not having them because then the people will just do whatever they want to do. And I could say something that somebody don't like and I get a bullet in my head or my throat gets slashed right away. So you want the police to be there to protect the people. That's what they're for. That's what taxpayer dollars are paying the police for. But when the police are going to be biased and be racist and you're going to put your knee on a guy's neck and choke him out till he died, and you're going to shoot a man because he reached in his car because his kids are in there and you shoot him up in the back, thinking to yourself that he was getting a weapon when he wasn't. And you've killed many black people in this country because of fear or because you don't like them. And then the government doesn't do anything. They don't put any laws in place to protect people of color in this country. The white man have the privilege to do whatever he wants, to go wherever he wants to go, but no one else have that privilege. Does that sound like a fair country? This country have been built on segregation and it is still on segregation. And it's time for this to change. When we, the people, pay our tax dollars, we pay for the police to protect us, not to harm us. Imagine how many black people or other people of color in this country is afraid when you get pulled over by a police officer. You should not be afraid if you get pulled over in a traffic violation because you might be going a little too fast on the road. Or you even get pulled over not knowing what you get pulled over for. It could be a taillight out. And you're going to be wondering to yourself that when this police officer come up by the window, if he's going to mistakenly shot you. I've been pulled over a few times. And the first thing I do, I turn the light on in my vehicle. I open my window, wind my window down. They say you don't have to, but I wind my window down. I have nothing to hide. And I have my license and registration all ready to get out, set on the top of my dashboard. So when I'm handing it to him and he asks for it, he can see my hand so he doesn't accidentally or meaningfully shot me and said he thought I was going for a weapon. And one should never have that fear with someone who's supposed to protect you. I guarantee you when white people get pulled over by the police, they're not in that kind of fear for their life. So let's vote, guys. Go out there and vote and make a change. Let's make a difference for this country and for everyone who live in it. Vote.